Right now, southern Wisconsin is hit with another round of strong winds and freezing temperatures that could make evening travel difficult. Also, a family friend describes in court today why she didn't feel safe while visiting the Halderson home after Chandler reported his parents missing. We also hear from neighbors who say Chandler was asking suspicious questions about ring camera footage in the wake of his parents' absence. Also, a new bill by Republican lawmakers would allow employers with vaccine mandates to accept natural immunity. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Thanks for staying with us at 5, everyone. As strong winds are still a major concern for southern Wisconsin, another alert day is in the forecast. Freezing temperatures could also make roads slick this evening. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joins us now from the weather patio with what to expect. Gary?
Well, Susan, like you say, we said yesterday, it wasn't so much the amount of snow, it's just the fact that it's blowing around, especially on north-south highways because the wind's out of the west, and we're seeing some very slick conditions in some areas. You'd be driving along, the roads are fine, and then all of a sudden you get into some very slick conditions with the blowing snow. So winter weather advisories continue until 6 o'clock for pretty much all of the central Midwest. Doppler track shows one more band of snow showers and flurries pushing southward across southern Wisconsin. Now, if you take a look at the visibilities, they're okay. They're generally between about 2 and 5 miles. A few places a little bit less than 2 miles, but a lot of that is just because of blowing snow and not so much the fact of the snow that's falling. Temperatures right now are in the middle teens. They've been there all day, but you're still talking about winds that are gusting in the 25 to 30 mile per hour range, and that's dropping wind chills into the single digits above and below zero. And that'll be the case for tonight, tomorrow, and then even more bitter cold arrives for Friday and Monday, where we have alert days in the forecast for wind chills down to 25 below zero in the morning, and daytime highs only in the single digits to around 10, and wind chills below zero all day. So look for temperatures to remain steady in the teens tonight, dropping to about 8 by tomorrow morning, but wind chills will drop below zero. Could be a few flurries tonight and tomorrow. Tomorrow's high only at 12, and then again, that bitter cold air arrives for Thursday night and Friday. I'll have more in the forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. Family friends of the Haldersons testified in court today on day 2 of the Halderson trial. Chandler Halderson is accused of killing and dismembering his parents over the summer. Hannah Hilgendorf and her sister Haley said they visited Chandler when they found out his parents were missing. She said he was acting differently than he normally does, and a few things were out of place in the home, including a table turned on its side. During that visit, Hannah also told the jury she didn't feel safe, and it was like she was sitting in the middle of a crime scene. Witnesses say Chandler Halderson went around to his neighbors' houses asking about their ring cameras on their porches. Brady Mallory takes us to the courtroom to show us why this was a focus today. Brady?
Well, a former Madison Police Department detective lives across the street from the Halderson home. He says Chandler Halderson walked up to his door the morning after Bart and Krista were reported missing. He asked if the Ring video doorbell he had would have shown anything happening across the street, or if it caught anyone coming and going from the previous Thursday night into Friday morning. The time frame he allegedly told authorities his parents left for the cabin. A number of other neighbors told similar stories of how he approached their front doors on the morning of July 8th. Some of the neighbors captured the encounters on their Ring doorbell systems.
I was wondering if you were able to capture the road or my house. Yeah, did it capture anything on?
We don't know. We don't know. They just took a copy of everything, and so we're hoping.
Wide angle lens.
Yeah, and it's all.
Be able to get a
yeah, and it's all HD.
Prosecutors did not yet establish why Chandler Halderson may be looking for video of the street in front of his parents' home, but Bart's brother, Brett Halderson, did testify that he urged Chandler Halderson to ask around for any video that might show who came and left the home. At 6, we'll hear from friends of the Haldersons and why they thought something was wrong.
Brady, we'll see you at 6. Thank you. We have many resources for you to access the information regarding this major trial. The trial will be live streamed when it is in session on channel3000.com. Madison/Halderson. But there are certain parts of the trial we are not allowed to show. You can find more information explaining that on our website. We also have posted a timeline of all of the events that led to the trial from the last time the Haldersons were seen all the way to the trial date. On the Halderson page, there is also a full conversation Chandler had with one of our reporters just before being arrested. You can find more information through our news app as well. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help to find a missing teenager. 17-year-old Jaylyn Avendano Perez was last seen in her home in the town of York on December 29th. Officials say she may be with friends in the Waterloo, Columbus, or Madison areas. Anyone with information should call the Dane County Communications Center at 608-255-2345. As more employers across Wisconsin put vaccine or weekly testing requirements in place for their staff, Republican lawmakers are moving forward with a bill that would partially change that. They want employers to also accept natural immunity. Naomi Coles explains from the state capitol. Naomi?
Yeah, it's up for public hearing today, but this bill was first introduced late last year among a wave of similar bills in other Republican-led states around the country. Now, this bill would require employers who have vaccine mandates to also accept things like antibody tests as a substitute for people who already had COVID. I asked an epidemiologist how natural immunity stacks up when compared to vaccines.
Some people don't get a lot of protection at all, and those are the individuals who had mild illness, which is most people. When illness is severe and you survive it, you can come away with some protection that can last you a longer period of time. What has been clear, though, is that when somebody is vaccinated, they more reliably get protective immunity, and it lasts longer.
Now, one thing that he said cannot be discounted is the type of immunity you get from having both COVID and a vaccine, and that gives a level of immunity that is simply unmatched, and you can't get from either one of those alone. I will have more details from the hearing coming up tonight at 6 o'clock.
We will see you at 6. Naomi, thank you. Wisconsin has received its first round of COVID pills. The Department of Health says the pills can help treat patients who have mild to moderate COVID symptoms. Right now, the supply is extremely limited, and the pills will only be given to patients who are at greater risk of severe illness and hospitalization. Health leaders want to emphasize the pills are not a substitute for a COVID vaccine, and masks should still be worn in public. As positive COVID cases continue to surge, some school systems are holding back on in-person learning. Daryl Forges has the details.
COVID numbers soaring nationwide. Hospitalizations now at about 113,000, according to the Department of Health and Human Services.
This could be our new normal going forward. Every year or every few months even, we could be seeing these massive surges of cases.
The COVID surge impacting some school systems. In D.C., students must have a negative COVID test before returning Thursday. Detroit delayed school return going virtual through at least January 14th.
That's the safest thing to do. In the city of Detroit, where infection rate is over 7 days, is exceeding the 40% range.
In Chicago, classes are canceled after the teachers union voted to go virtual. The school system considers the move a work stoppage, and teachers will not be paid. The teachers union does not believe the current measures in place are safe enough to return to school.
We've been failed by the mayor. We've been failed by the public health office, and teachers and the school staff have decided the only thing that we get control is whether we go into the buildings.
The country's third largest school district insists going to class in person is safe because of mitigation measures. The Biden administration provided billions of dollars in funding for resources for schools during the pandemic and believes schools are safe for kids to go back.
Parents want schools open, and experts are clear that in-person learning is best for kids' physical and mental health and for their education.
I'm Daryl Forges reporting.
Starting tomorrow, classes in the Madison School District will resume virtually and possibly return to in-person learning on Monday. Health experts say it's time to upgrade your COVID masks. For nearly 2 years, we've been hearing how important it is to mask up to prevent COVID from spreading. But with the new rapidly spreading Omicron variant, doctors say cloth masks do not cut it anymore, and it's time for an upgrade.
Typical cloth mask might be 50% effective, and that was okay before. It doesn't seem to be enough with Omicron. We have special masks called respirators, such as an N95, that offer much greater protection. They're able to block 95% of particles that are either going out of your mouth or that you're breathing in.
And as for children, Dr. Marr says also choose a good mask that is comfortable with good fit and filtration. Some respirators are designed for kids, but N95s are not designed for younger children. A Dane County judge found the property management group responsible for the building that previously housed Paisans in contempt of a court order today. The executive managers, Inc. and Rice Investors, LLC were ordered to pay $1,000 every day until they comply with an order compelling them to pay for routine inspections on their building on West Wilson Street. Paisan's restaurant brought the suit against them after being forced to leave the building last year due to structural concerns.
There really was no effort made here to do the least that was necessary, which is to come up with some money, or at least ask the owners to come up with some money in order to be able to pay the contractors that they contacted.
It's unclear if EMI will begin paying for inspections or when tenants can return. There was a public hearing today on a bill that would make it a felony to damage or graffiti any statue, painting, or other monument on publicly owned land. The measure would expand an already existing law that says it is a felony to damage certain vehicles, highways, and state-owned historical property. The bill disregards the monetary impact of the damage and is a reaction to the protests of 2019 and 2020. The penalty would be a prison sentence of up to 3.5 years and a $10,000 fine. Coming up, a tragedy in Philadelphia. Fire crews are still trying to determine what caused an apartment fire that killed 3 adults and 9 children. And later, a new report shows Wisconsin's tax burden has increased for the first time in over a decade. Coming up at 6, what could be to blame for that? Stocks fell on Wall Street today. The Dow fell 392 points after setting records the past 2 sessions. The Nasdaq gave up 522. The S&P 500 was off 92.
Every single day, we help families that have been tragically impacted in truck crashes. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. Truck crash? Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Start the new year off right with Menards Bag Sale. Pick up a bag in-store and get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag now through January 15th. Whether you pack it, load it, stuff it, or stack it. From light bulbs to tools, snacks, and much more. Fit it in the bag and save 15%. So pick up a bag in-store and find out how much you fit in the bag now through January 15th.
Discover what's in store at Habitat Restore Dane County. You'll find something new every time you visit to keep your project on budget with low price and high quality home supplies. For one-of-a-kind items, shop Habitat Restore Dane County today.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
So here's what we won't do. We won't let self-doubt win again. Because together, we're working on something more real.
Elbows in.
With a real plan and coach for real 360 support. That's Anytime Fitness. That's Real AF.
If you've been injured in a truck crash, call Gruber Law Offices. Trucking law can be extremely complicated. There are specific rules and regulations that apply, and we know what it takes to win. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Should proof of natural immunity from having COVID be equivalent to proof of vaccination and testing for employers? The Wisconsin Assembly tackles a bill on the subject. We'll tell you where the debate landed on the issue tonight. Join us for News 3 Now at 6.
News 3 Now's Call for Action has settled hundreds of area consumer disputes, but we can't do it without our dedicated team of volunteers. Would you like to join us? Contact Call for Action by phone or visit channel3000.com to fill out an application now. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
As we approach the one-year anniversary of the January 6th assault on the U.S. Capitol this week, the head of the Capitol Police unveiled the improvements that his force has made in the year since the attack. The attack on the Capitol exposed flaws in the security system, and since then there have been more than a dozen reports with more than 100 recommendations on how to better protect the building and lawmakers.
Intelligence, operational planning, and getting our civil disturbance unit up to where it needs to be were the three biggest issues, and those are the ones that we worked on first, and those are the ones that, frankly, are largely completed.
Law enforcement has also arrested more than 700 people who took part in last year's assault and are still looking for several hundred more. Investigators in Philadelphia are trying to figure out what caused an apartment fire early this morning. At least 12 people, including 9 children, were killed. Michael George has the latest.
This is the scene after a horrific fire broke out Wednesday morning in a Philadelphia apartment building. Fire officials say they don't yet know what caused the blaze that killed at least a dozen people, most of them children.
I've been around for 35 years now, and this is probably one of the worst fires I've ever been to.
Deputy Fire Commissioner Craig Murphy told reporters 8 people were evacuated from the building and 2 additional people were taken to the hospital. Friends of those who lived there rushed to the scene.
The new year just came in, so we just all got rampant with this all at one time. So just hurt, you know, just trying to just grieve, that's all.
The city's mayor, Jim Kenney, appeared distraught while surveying the damage. He called it devastating.
This is, without a doubt, one of the most tragic days in our city's history.
The Philadelphia Housing Authority-owned building is converted into 2 units. According to its records, the building's smoke detectors were working during a May inspection, but fire officials say none of them were operating at the time of the fire.
I don't know if they were replaced or tampered with. We have no idea.
The Housing Authority says it is cooperating with the fire department in its investigation. Michael George, CBS News.
This afternoon, First Lady Jill Biden posted on Twitter saying her heart is with the families of the loved ones of the victims of the tragic fire. Louisiana's governor has posthumously pardoned Homer Plessy. Plessy was arrested back in 1892 for challenging a ban on black people to sit in white-only train cars. The Plessy versus Ferguson Supreme Court ruling ushered in a half-century of laws calling for separate but equal accommodations. Governor John Bel Edwards scheduled the ceremony close to the 125th anniversary of Plessy's guilty plea. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate weather now. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, Susan, we've got one more band of some snow showers and flurries dropping southward through southern Wisconsin. After that, just looking for a couple of flurries overnight. So the snow that we got today really didn't amount to too much. A couple of places got an inch or two north of Madison. Most areas from Madison southward got very little in the way of accumulating snow. But these are the wind gusts, the maximum wind gusts today. Here in Madison, we only got up to 30 miles per hour. The strongest winds stayed just to the south of Dane County. But you can see down in southern parts of Wisconsin, the winds were stronger. 48-mile-an-hour wind gusts in Dubuque, Iowa. 47-mile-per-hour wind gusts just south of the border in Rockford, Illinois. Chicago, a 45-mile-per-hour wind gust. So that's where the strongest winds are. Now you can see those winds still gusty, but coming down in intensity. A 23-mile-per-hour wind gust the last hour here in Madison. 36-mile-per-hour wind gust in Dubuque, Iowa. Winter weather advisories remain in effect for about another 45 minutes for most of Wisconsin, northern Illinois. These are scheduled to expire at 6 p.m. Winter storm warnings, though, continue up in far northern Wisconsin, the UP of Michigan, and on the other side of Lake Michigan for some heavy lake effect snows. Temperatures right now are in the teens. They've been there all day. They dropped to the mid-teens this morning, but notice farther out to the west, temperatures already around 10 below zero in western Minnesota. And wind chill advisories and wind chill warnings are in effect tonight all the way through Thursday and into parts of Friday, at least for parts of the Dakotas. And we may need wind chill advisories into parts of Wisconsin later on. Alert days are in the forecast for Friday and Monday, especially the early morning low temperatures dropping to around 5 below zero both days, with wind chills down to 25 below zero, and daytime high temperatures around 10, keeping wind chills at or below zero even through the warmest part of the afternoon. Temperatures right now, teens to around 20 in our part of the Midwest, but bitterly cold over the Dakotas back into Montana. Wind chills right now, or first of all, the 24-hour temperature change shows we've dropped 16 degrees, but even in those areas out to the west, those temperatures have continued to drop. Nebraska seeing a drop in temperatures at about 30 to 35 degrees in the last 24 hours, and these are current wind chills already down into the mid-30s below zero across the western Dakotas and eastern Montana. Some of that bitterly cold wind will stay just out to the west of us, but we could get a piece of it by Friday. So our forecast includes that winter weather advisory till 6 p.m. for all of southern Wisconsin. For tomorrow, though, look for variably cloudy skies, not quite as windy, high of 12, with temperatures holding nearly steady through much of the day, and there could be a couple of scattered flurries. The 7 to 10 day forecast, bitterly cold on Friday with a low of 5 below zero, wind chills down to 25 below zero, high of 11, so an alert day for Friday. Saturday, we're up to 32. There could be a couple of flurries or a little patchy freezing drizzle. Then temperatures start to fall again on Sunday. Bitterly cold from Monday, and then temperatures come out of the deep freeze toward the end of next week. As we check out first warn traffic, there's the live view from the camera, DOT camera, East Washington Avenue at 2nd Street. Traffic typically heavy at this time of day, but not seeing too many problems on the Beltline or the major highways in and around Madison. Traffic moving pretty steadily on the Beltline, about a 16-minute commute either direction between University Avenue and the interstate. But again, north-south roads, be prepared for some slick road conditions with blowing snow across the highway. 25 minutes on the I-3990 from the Beltline southward to Janesville, 17 minutes from Middleton to Sauk City on US 12, and downtown to Sun Prairie, East Washington Avenue, US 151. That's a 19-minute commute. That's your news through now, first warn traffic.
All right, Gary, thank you. Coming up next at 5, we'll visit the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas for a closer look at some high-tech vehicles.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Guys, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, Peak Performance for Men has a natural solution that can help you today. That's right. Stop wasting money on pills and inferior technology that hurts and just masks your ED. Fix it for good. The best part, our ED treatment is non-invasive, painless, and you can get back to your natural functionability after just a few short in-office sessions. Call us today and mention this ad, and your initial consultation is free. We are Madison's trusted specialist and only national erectile dysfunction provider. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
Their defenses. Sir, yes, sir. Charge!
Combat leaves debris and damage to your home and property all year round with a solution you can get and forget. LeafGuard is the only gutter system guaranteed never to clog, whatever the weather. Call 1-833-LeafGuard today for a free in-home estimate and get a $50 gift card. Defend your gutters from clogs forever with LeafGuard. Call 1-833-LeafGuard today.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means being relentless.
Because every day matters. And having more of them is possible with Verzenio, the only one of its kind proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant, regardless of menopause.
Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
Every day matters.
And I want more of them.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
Prepare to feel good in 2022. Join Planet Fitness now for zero enrollment, $10 a month till January 6th. Enjoy tons of equipment in our Cleans gloves for zero enrollment.
Zero enrollment?
And $10 a month.
That makes me so happy.
You know what else will make you happy? Blowing off steam in our judgment-free zone.
It's all about the endorphins, baby. What's up?
It's this place, I tell you.
Amen, baby.
Feel Fit-tacular in 2022 for zero enrollment, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 6th.
COVID-19 has taken its toll on Wisconsinites and our economy. Together, we can make a difference. Stoughton Health encourages everyone to get vaccinated and take other steps to help slow the spread. Wear a mask when you're in public indoor settings. Stay home when you're sick. Avoid large gatherings. Wash your hands often and get tested if you're experiencing symptoms. For more information about the COVID-19 vaccine, please go to stoughtonhealth.com.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
The Consumer Electronics Show kicked off today in Las Vegas. Danya Backus shows us the latest tech.
CES is back in Las Vegas after last year's all-virtual event. Hundreds of companies are on hand showing off new gadgets and devices. But with COVID cases rising, many large corporations chose to stay home and give virtual presentations, including General Motors.
The Silverado EV.
GM's all-electric Chevy Silverado can travel up to 400 miles on a charge. Besides a nearly 6-foot-long bed, there's also a trunk in the front and a brand new display loaded with features.
How are cars and trucks becoming more high-tech?
Auto manufacturers have kind of realized that they create technology. Consumers really expect not just cars that are efficient, but cars that are high-tech.
CBSN tech reporter Dan Patterson says it's not just car companies unveiling vehicles. Sony, best known for electronics and gaming, showed off Vision S, an electric SUV that could be available down the road. The company is even testing remote control capability in the sedan version of the Vision S. Cadillac's vision of the future is the Interspace concept car. The fully self-driving vehicle would offer pivoting seats and a huge front display for entertainment. Hyundai has an eye on a future that involves personal mobility. The company wants to develop pods that take passengers from home, down the road, and even to a mother shuttle. It's too early for a timeline on when this concept might become a reality. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And the Consumer Electronics Show will run until Friday. We'll get a final check of your first warn forecast when we return.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast, News 3 Now at 5.
The Home Expo is coming to the Monona Terrace Convention Center this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Meet the Madison area's top builders, remodelers, and home improvement experts at the Home Expo. See the best in custom remodeling, room additions, roofing, and flooring at the Home Expo. Kitchens, bathrooms, windows, doors. If it can improve your home, you'll find it at the Home Expo. The Home Expo at the Monona Terrace Convention Center, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. Reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
2 households, 2 sick kids, 2 loads of snot-covered laundry. Both will be washed with detergent, but only one will be sanitized.
Wait, what?
Make the wash work harder. Protection. Because adding Lysol laundry sanitizer to your wash kills 99.9% of illness-causing bacteria. Detergent alone can't.
Why can't hers be sanitized too? Aw, thank you.
Clean is good. Sanitized is better. Lysol, what it takes to protect.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means being relentless.
Because every day matters, and having more of them is possible with Verzenio, the only one of its kind proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant, regardless of menopause.
Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
Every day matters.
And I want more of them.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
At the Burrish Group at UBS, we believe in empowering women to take control of their financial security. With a team of female advisors who understand the needs and goals of women. We believe you can achieve anything you put your mind to and can help you stay ahead of life's expected and unexpected events. Give our team a call today to start the conversation.
Coming up on this busy news day, schools' COVID crisis, hundreds of thousands of students out of the classroom, the union fight, and the chaos tonight for teachers and their parents. Plus, the weather threat isn't over. We'll have the latest on what you need to know. And the unlikely duo that's bridging the gap between 2 cities in the north and south. Our story tonight about unifying America. The CBS Evening News is now just minutes away.
First, let's get a final check of the weather with Gary.
Well, we've got one more little band of snow showers and flurries moving through, and then after that, probably just some flurries overnight. Visibilities, though, still dropping in some spots, mainly because of blowing snow, down to 3/4 of a mile at the Baraboo Dells Airport. Temperatures are in the middle teens, but the winds are brisk enough to drop wind chills into the single digits below 0 through most of southern Wisconsin. Look for temperatures to drop into the upper single digits by morning, with wind chills down to about 15 below 0. High tomorrow only at 12.
All right, Gary, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone. The CBS Evening News is coming up next.